What's good, everyone? Welcome back to the Sunday Breakfast, a monthly talk show, well, weekly now, I guess, where we sit down and get real each first Sunday of the month or each Sunday of the week, whatever you want to call it. Let's get right into it. Wanting to like people, but genuinely not liking being around people. You don't want to bother yourself being around others when you enjoy solace, when you enjoy being with yourself and you find fulfillment in that. There is no easy way to kind of, I guess, explain this really, because this is either known to be toxic or it's known to be some depression-like symptoms, which when people say that, I don't think that's truly fair to say when people put it into that category. You can like something but not want too much of it. You know what I mean? You can like going outside, but why go outside when you find no need to go outside? I used to go outside every day, but then technology keep growing and then the world was kind of changing. The world was changing, less going outside and talking to friends, but more talking to friends while I'm playing the games. Talking to friends while I'm screaming at the monitor about why I just got teabagged by a random person. I find entertainment in that. I find fulfillment in that. I find joy in that. And I don't think that's wrong. Personally, like to go out of my way to talk to someone, be in a social setting and start up a conversation with a stranger. That's just me personally. I don't like to do that. I don't like the social anxiety that comes with it because I'm a very nervous person. If you see me in my videos, I kind of have to put on a character, have to put on this personality. I'm not a very talkative person, but you aren't the problem. People aren't the problem, really. It's not even a problem. It's not even a problem. It's something that you have to figure out yourself. It's something that you're going to have to look deep within yourself and am I an extrovert or am I an introvert? And there's nothing wrong with being either of the two. If you're an introvert, you might like hanging out with extroverts sometimes here and there. They carry you throughout the conversation, but you also might like hanging out with the introverts when you guys are in the same circle. You guys are in the same bubble, so it's kind of easy for you guys to flow with one another. Either way you choose it, either way you decide to do it, it doesn't matter because as long as you're happy, I find no need to kind of categorize them as this is a bad thing or this is a toxic thing because it's really not toxic. What is toxic is if we take that title literally. I want to like people, but I genuinely don't like people. Now, you want to like people, but you don't like them? It's like if you want to like people, then you recognize that there is a problem. You want to like people, but you genuinely don't. That's more geared towards that there's something going on with you that you are trying to solve. That's going to be something that you have to find out actual help. If you're acting out into the world and you're saying, I want to like people, but I genuinely don't, that's something that you're going to find within yourself, but you also might need some others to help you get to that conclusion. There's no problem with asking someone is there a problem with me? Or asking yourself is am I depressed? Am I unhappy? Am I sad? There's nothing wrong with asking yourself that and reflecting on that stuff. You should feel comfortable you should feel comfortable in your day-to-day life. That's safe to say, right? You should feel comfortable. You shouldn't feel like society is pressuring you to do or to fit into some group of people. I guess don't allow that to happen. Don't allow yourself to be put into a group and you have to follow along with it because you don't want to be excluded. It doesn't matter if you're excluded. If you can genuinely find happiness in being excluded, there's no problem with it. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm a person that's never gone through this in my life, because I have. From the day point, I actually stepped out of it and I just excluded myself. I just don't care personally. You might care, and I'm not judging you for caring. If you do care, I'm saying if you really care about you caring, that's what it is. If you really care about you caring, and if you don't really care about you caring, then don't care. Just keep it real. Just don't care. Just stop caring about the things that you really don't care about. And I was going to say it's easy. It's probably not easy. Underlying factors with all that stuff that's probably keeping you from coming to that conclusion yourself. Liking people, being social, being a socializing person. Is that what it's called? Being a social person. There's nothing wrong if you are. If you aren't, you shouldn't feel pressured or guilt-tripped into doing something that you do not want to do. For example, go outside. Now, if you stay inside literally all day, every day, genuinely find happiness in that, and you don't find yourself kind of coping, don't find yourself kind of being like, no, I'm too lazy. If it's not none of that, then you're fine. But if it is some of that, if you are just staying inside because, you need to go outside sooner or later, kind of here and there. You need to go outside and get some sunlight. Go outside and get some, vitamin D, vitamin C, maybe? I'm not, okay, don't quote me on that though. I don't know what vitamin C is. Actually, I'm going to look this up. What is vitamin C? Okay, the sun does not provide vitamin C. Okay, Google just owned me. Hopefully this topic resonated with some of you. I know this topic resonated with me a lot. I really am not a social person. Being there in person and actually talking to that person face to face, having to do eye contact, having to manage the movements of your body, making sure you're not doing anything awkward, making sure you're not doing anything embarrassing. It can be a lot, and there's a lot that comes with that. It's like you're on a microscope constantly when you're in a conversation. They're looking for the small things, and you're looking for the small things in the other person's movements. You're observing them, and that's what conversations are, man. It's two people constantly observing each other, and doing that 24/7 or doing that a lot day to day is it's really draining. Like 100 times more draining for those who are introverts. Extroverts, man, they live for it. They live for that stuff, but not me. Not you either, I bet. I gotta be honest. If you're watching this, then you're probably an introvert as well. I'm with you too. We in this hole together, okay? We in this bag together. That's it for this Sunday breakfast. Go ahead and come back next week. We'll probably have a topic that hits deep just like this one, because I'll be going through some stuff.